You're about to find out what horror movie you are based on your zodiac sign. A cool, confident, and intellectual Aquarius is the perfect match for a horror thriller with a brilliant protagonist and an even more clever villain. If you're an Aquarius, your perfect horror movie match is Silence of the Lambs. Someone as bold and brazen as a Leo is the perfect fit for a horror film that opens with guns blazing. A film confident enough to kill off its most marketable star before the story even unfolds. The kind of movie that has a villain that brings the dramatics in every single scene. Your horror movie match, dear Leo, is Scream. Sagittarius is an air sign with a free-spirited nature and a love for adventure. I believe a sci-fi horror with a winding plot, a philosophical message, and dripping with disturbing scares is the perfect fit for any Sagittarius. My horror pick for you? Annihilation. Bold, impulsive, bursting with energy. I've got the perfect horror movie match for any Aries. An iconic villain that keeps you at the edge of your seat, wondering what's about to come next. And when she gets mad, she does not hold back. My horror movie match for an Aries is Misery. Practical, ambitious, and patient. I have the horror movie for any Capricorn. This is one of the most grounded horror movies you'll ever watch and was ambitiously violent for its time. But you have to patiently wait before the real terror unfolds. The movie I'll recommend to any Capricorn? The Exorcist. For all you creative Pisces out there who are yearning for some escapism, I've got a horror movie match that you might not be expecting. Dreamy colors, an unsettling atmosphere, and a villain that's never quite explained. If you're a Pisces, you'll want to give the Italian-made English-language horror film Suspiria a watch. Scorpios are intense, passionate, and dripping with mystery. Any horror movie pairing is gonna have to bring the same amount of heat. And this horror flick could not depict a more terrifying, intense breakup story if it tried. The psychological horror film Possession is my pick for all you intense Scorpios out there. Picking a horror movie for a Libra is not exactly an easy feat. So I'm going to recommend a perfectly structured horror film with the kind of protagonist that you root for throughout the entire movie. Dear Libras, your horror movie match is going to be The Ring. Geminis might get a bad rap, but you guys are actually adaptable rather than two-faced. Filled with wit and curiosity. A blend of sci-fi and horror is right up your alley. The kind with an ever-shifting villain. You won't be able to peel your eyes off this one, Geminis. My horror movie pick for you is The Thing. The nurturing and protective nature of the Cancer calls for a horror movie with a determined protagonist that's equally dedicated to protecting the people they love. I'm going to go with a real classic, the original summer blockbuster. It has an unforgettable score and a truly brave hero. If you're a Cancer, your horror movie match is Jaws. If you're a Taurus, you're patient, practical, and can always be relied on, and you also share a sign with me. Your perfect horror fit is an old classic. It's got one of the most realistic and practical protagonists you'll ever see in a horror movie. Plus, it really takes its time to let the scary atmosphere settle in. For the Taurus, your horror movie is Rosemary's Baby. And finally, Virgos. Virgos won't accept anything less than perfection, and their analytical nature calls for a horror film that's far from basic. Well, I've got a horror movie that's been analyzed for decades and is made by one of the most infamously perfectionist directors of all time. If you haven't already guessed, my horror movie match for the Virgo is The Shining. Okay, so be real. What did you think of my picks? Were they accurate? Were they totally off? Did you see the horror movie that I picked for your zodiac sign? Let me know in the comments and tell me what your favorite horror movie is.